Hey, I'm Nadim Yukani. I'm from Park Mobile. We're based out of Atlanta, so I'm very happy to be here with you guys today. Very excited for Park Mobile to be launched in Harrisburg. I'm going to go and get started. If you guys have any questions in the middle of the presentation, just raise your hand. More than happy to answer them. We don't have to wait till the end for question and answering, and we can bounce off questions from one to the other. So, to start, Park Mobile is the largest mobile payment platform for parking in the United States. We started back in Amsterdam and came here about 8 years ago. And ever since then, we've just been consistently growing. We have 5 million plus users for the app, and we have the top 36 cities out of 100, and continuously growing within universities, municipalities, airports, private operators, etc. So, for Harrisburg, what we're going to be doing, beginning March 1st, you're going to see new signage and decals all around the city. So we're going to be replacing the old Tango stickers and signage, and we're going to continue to go ahead and use the Saturday promo code for 4 free hours throughout the city. Now, promo codes, they're going to be a validation that you can use as your business. You can use the city promotion codes, and we're going to have 5 after 5 as well, which we'll discuss a little bit later. What's cool about Park Mobile is the 5 million plus users that we have. We're going to be able to send push notifications, emails, and go ahead and market those customers to come over to Harrisburg anytime they're passing through. They'll get geo notifications saying that, hey, welcome to Harrisburg. You can use Park Mobile here, and it's going to be able to continue to use that. The one app that we have can be used anywhere in Pittsburgh, Lancaster, State College, and any other location that we have Park Mobile live. With Park Mobile, we have the deepest penetration and the largest user base in the Mid-Atlantic region. We have a total of 1,607,532 users in the Mid-Atlantic area. With that, we have 20% of the Park Mobile members to use Park Mobile outside of their home market. So anytime they're traveling, they get those push notifications that I mentioned before to be able to use Park Mobile. Any questions so far?
Is this something like on our telephone? Is that how it works?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
You can use your telephone. We also have an IVR system, so you can call in if you don't use the app to be able to start a parking session without having to go into the meter.
Okay.
Did anybody here, how many of you here use the Tango app?
I do.
Okay. So it sounds like most of you aren't familiar. So let me just take a step back if I can. So we originally launched back in 2015 the Tango mobile parking app. And the goal of that was to make it easy for people. If you're pulling up and you don't want to go to the kiosk or you don't want to wait, let's say it's raining. That's the reason I use it most of the times. If I'm pulling up and I don't want to stand in the rain trying to figure that out, I'll just launch it on my phone, start my parking session, off I go. We tried to do some different specials and promotions and things with Tango, but as a couple of people here have already mentioned, there were glitches and problems. Going to Park Mobile, this is definitely the largest mobile parking company. They're very successful and known in a lot of different cities, and I'm sure we'll mention some of the other places that they are. And their system, their app is very, very easy to use. So launching in Harrisburg is a big step for us. We're looking forward to being able to customize it, use it for marketing different things happening in the city, as well as launching your own promo codes, which you'll talk about. So yes, it's all on your phone on an app, or you can call in. But it's not replacing the kiosks. This is just replacing the old parking app.
It's giving you another way to pay. Make it simple for you.
And I'll have a brief demonstration of the live app as well, so you guys can take a look on how to use it as well. So, for marketing tactics, back to the push notifications that I was speaking about. These push notifications can just be generalized at a certain time. We can say, hey, tomorrow is a certain holiday. Come park in the city. We have a discounted parking time. We also have something called geofencing. So geofencing is if you are in a certain area. So say you're in Midtown, and as soon as you drive in, it'll say, oh, welcome to Midtown. Here's a promo code that you can use to park in Midtown for free parking. Something like that. We're going to have social media campaigns on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, everywhere saying, hey, we are now available in Harrisburg, and those will reach out to a certain area within the Mid-Atlantic as well. We're going to have local media outreach for TV, news, and radio, and also promotional campaigns with the street teams. So they'll be going around handing out the wallet cards for you guys. I know on St. Patrick's Day we also have a promotion that Nancy was speaking about. Do we have more details on that?
Park Mobile is going to be here Thursday, Friday, and Saturday They're going to maybe be in the St. Patty's Day parade, if not be actually handing out the wallet cards to the individuals on the street to push Park Mobile and to make parking easy.
Any questions so far? So for you guys as business owners, you're going to be able to create promotion codes and customize them to whatever you want. So for example, the Midtown Scholar, I know we want to create a promotion code for you guys for 150 parking sessions or 150 hours. So what we can do is customize those codes. Midtown Scholar, ABC, 123, whatever you like. You can hand them out to your customers for real-time or post-parking sessions. So what that means is, say I pull up to a parking spot and I go ahead and park. I walk in, I buy a book. With that book, I get a free promo code that I can enter into the app for that parking session, and it'll be discounted immediately. You can also have one to where you come in, and next time you want to park, you can use that parking session next time.
Not to interfere there, but we also, if you want 100 hours or more, you will get an additional 10%. So if, say you wanted 100 hours, you would get 110 hours and only pay for the 100 hours.
So with our brand new app that's launching, it's completely revamped. It's from ground up. We're going to have a localized screen for you guys, so when you are in Harrisburg, it'll say, "Hello Harrisburg," and it'll have a little picture in the background. If you're in Atlanta, it'll do the same thing. It'll have Piedmont Park, New York's going to have their own picture, and so on. With that, this is the app screen that's going to pop up when you are in parking mode. When you're next to a zone next to you, it'll automatically populate, so you don't have to sit there and type in the number or go take a picture of the sign, go on from there. You can hit park, select your time, and you're ready to go. Now over here on this screen as well, you'll be able to enter that promotion code so that you can get that discounted parking, which I'll show you a little bit later. This is where you guys come in. This is going to give you, you as merchants, the ability to validate any type of parking through Park Mobile. This is on street now, and once we continue to grow throughout Harrisburg, you'll be able to do off street as well as garages once we expand. You're going to have digital or physical promotion codes. What that means is you can have an Excel document that can have 100 promo codes on them, or you can get them printed on little wallet cards that we can provide for you guys to where you just hand out those promotion codes at that point. You can also have digital or physical, where you can take a picture of the QR code and that'll automatically be able to discount that from your session. So this is a home screen that you're going to start off with. As of right now, Harrisburg has not been configured in the system because we're launching on March 1st. But for example, we have a mixed-use facility in Atlanta called Pond City Market. So for Pond City Market, the zone number is 222. And I can go ahead and click park. And it's going to pop up any zones that have that number throughout the United States. You pick where you are. So on that Pond City Market, it'll pop up what I want my duration to be, which vehicle I want. You can have up to 5 vehicles on there. You can change the vehicle straight through here. You can have your different payment methods. So you can have PayPal, you can have a wallet feature, you can have Visa, MasterCard, Discover, any of those cards. We also have Master Pass, which is another form of payment as well. So you pick what you want to pay with. With my duration, if I want maximum time, I can pick maximum time, or I can do an hour, hour and 30 minutes, etc. Over here, you'll see 11 promotion codes apply, because I have 11 different promo codes for Pond City Market. That will automatically come into play and discount my parking transaction there. If I want to add more, I can just go to the bottom and add a promotion code either with picture or type it in right there. Once I hit continue, it'll verify, and I hit start parking. Now what's awesome about our app is, say you're at Pond City Market, you're watching a movie. You get a notification in 15 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever you like it set to. You can extend your parking session straight from the app, so you don't have to come back out and feed the meter. Any questions? Yes, ma'am.
Will the
this is probably not even pertinent, but I'm just kind of curious. The codes that we have now with Tango 71521, that kind of thing, will they remain the same, or are they all new codes? And
The universal codes that we have for Love Harrisburg and 5 after 5, is that
I
correct?
think she means the zone.
Oh, the zone numbers.
She's talking about zones.
The zone numbers are going to be different. The reason we're doing that is because we don't want customers to think that they can still use the Tango app and it'll, start a session and mess it up.
all new signage.
Yes, brand new signage throughout the city, absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
I guess this kind of phone wouldn't work, would it?
It will,
It will?
absolutely. You don't have to download the app for that type of phone. On the signage, you'll have a 1-800 number that is going to be universal through Harrisburg, so
Okay.
you can save it. And then anytime you pull up to your parking area, you'll see a sign like this. That zone number is what you're going to get asked. So when you call that number, it's going to say, hey, it's going to recognize your phone number, and all you do is type in that number, the zone number, say I want to park for an hour, and it'll automatically start a parking session for you. Yes, sir.
How do, let's say, not smartphone users
That's what I just said.
register in the first place?
Over the phone
Oh,
or
okay.
online.
Oh,
Either
okay,
or.
cool.
That's
Yeah,
what I pulled
yeah.
up my
Yeah,
antique
okay.
phone.
So we have an Android app, we have an iPhone app, BlackBerry, and Windows as well. Any other questions? No,
From the merchant standpoint, with the validation codes, let's say the cinema buys 200 hours, right? So we actually get 220. In what increments can we disperse them to our patrons?
Whatever you like.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when you go to purchase them,
Mhm.
you can say, for example, I want to get 200 hours in 1 hour parking increments and
Okay.
give out those codes.
Or like the market could say in 30-minute increments.
Right, so
Okay.
whatever you're giving out, you can also do something, so that's for individuals if you want to give it out. Say a promotion, you spend this once you get this, or you bought 2 tickets, so we're validating your parking, whatever it might be. If you have a specific event or something, you could also set up a universal code like the city's done with LUVHBG
Okay.
and say, hey, this is only good up to 200 hours or up to whatever it might be.
So
That's what you could say.
The first 200 hours, they happen to get validated in any increment
Exactly.
just from people using it.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Right.
it could be Film Fest or something like
Cool.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's up to you.
Absolutely.
But are the other ones, like, if you want to hand out to customers, would they be individual? Like, what would prevent,
They're all
like,
individual codes,
Okay.
one-time use codes.
Okay, good.
One
Yeah.
time use.
It's whatever you set the parameters up for, which is really, really interesting. So if you're having a special event and you would like it just to be for one day, valid only for that one day, you could do it. If it, you can put an expiration date.
Correct.
So you can, another question we had was, let's say you give out 100 of these promotion codes, but only 80 of them end up being used because not everybody uses them. Well, after the expiration date expires, then you'll be able to get them reissued again from your account. So you won't be.
well, I was
you won't
more
be,
concerned with the people saying, oh, I got this thing for free parking, I'm just going to
Yeah.
use it every time I come in.
Well,
instead
right.
of
So you
for
can
the
only use the code
One time.
One time.
Unless you get the other one that's good for
Right.
whatever, okay.
Right. So for example,
years.
this is just a demo one that I set up. Midtown Scholar, and then you can have different numbers after it to customize them for unique use. You're not 1, 2, 3, so people can just keep using them. You can have 1 hour. You put in a description. So he wants $1.50 off the parking session. So that's one hour. When you want to start the claim, when you want to start the discount. So I can start the claim today, but the discount doesn't start till March 1st. And then you have claim end date and discount end date. You have your rate discount, and then there's a transaction fee, which always is there, which is 35 cents. You can discount that as well if you'd like for the parking session, or the customer can end up just paying that 35-cent fee. Number of individual claim and number of individual uses. And you can pick which zone you want to pick, use that code in. You can have it in your specific area, or you can have it all over Harrisburg, whatever you'd like.
Will the number of zones, will the number of zones and their geography stay the same?
Yes, we have the new Midtown,
Okay.
old Midtown, CBD, and south of CBD.
Nice.
This really is something that you can target specifically for the audience you're reaching out to for that event, for this special, whatever you want to do. There's a lot of possibilities with this.
So we're here for your support. We want you guys to be happy with the program. So whatever you guys need, reach out to us. We're more than happy to answer questions. Nancy's here as well. If you have any problems with the validation program, just let us know. We're more than happy to help you guys out.
So businesses will have like a dashboard to sign into to create these, or will they have
Eventually.
like a human
Right.
email say, hey Steve, blah blah blah.
So you would reach out to the SP Plus office for now.
Okay.
We are working on a merchant validation program dashboard for you guys to where you can purchase them directly from online. That is coming soon. I don't have it on what time, but it is definitely on our roadmap.
One of the things, we're going to be announcing this all at a press conference tomorrow. And that way people have a little bit of heads up before it actually launches on March 1st. But if anyone is interested in doing a special, if you want to offer a discount code, if you want to start promoting things like that, especially if you want something custom, so not just a generic code, but let's say you want to create that Film Fest code or something like that. One of the key things is to always give them enough time, because you're going to be reaching out to Standard Parking, they're going to be reaching out to Park Mobile, getting it set up, letting it come back to you, and they serve a lot of cities all over. So, if you reach out 2 days in advance, it's going to be tight. I'd always say reach out a week or more in advance. If you know what kind of special you want now, let us know, because we can try to get that up and running, ideally by March 1st for the launch, so that as people are downloading it, you can be one of the first. The other thing I know that he mentioned geofencing, but for those of you, I know there's a few in here that might not know what that means. So people who have Park Mobile, for example, at Rehoboth Beach, and you go down there, if you're taking the weekend down there, you're probably using Park Mobile to park, okay? So a lot of people have Park Mobile, but just don't know it's something you can use here. When they drive into the city, they'll automatically get an alert on their phone, hey, you can use Park Mobile in Harrisburg now. This is a great, right, so this is a great thing to remind people of what's going on, to make sure that if they miss it through everything else we're doing, anybody that's ever used Park Mobile before is now gonna know it's available here. So if you have a special or discount you wanna launch at the same time we're launching that, there's more chances of people seeing it.
On the map also, you'll see that Harrisburg, Lancaster, all of these areas, Frederick, State College, they all are Park Mobile zones. So you'll be able to see that Harrisburg is now part of Park Mobile. Those zones have not been configured, as I said, yet, but they will pop up on March 1st.
You said garages also?
Down the road.
We're starting with this.
This is really just street parking, which is all that's really relevant in Midtown anyway.
Right.
So I would say takeaways, to me, this is the first time the parking system has offered a discount for businesses
Correct.
for purchasing, so that's exciting. Number two, we're going to relaunch the Love HVG code here for Saturdays, which is probably the best kept secret that nobody knows anything about, which is you can have 4 hours of free parking on Saturdays on us, basically, if you use the code. That will not only get promoted through Park Mobile, but I think we want every business and everyone to understand how to tell people how to park for free.
I believe that Nadeem said that he would create something for the businesses too.
Yes, absolutely. So if you guys already have the app, I have a promo code that I can give you now. Does anyone have the app downloaded?
Yeah.
You do? Okay, so what I'll do is also send it to Nancy so that she can email it out to all you guys. But for now, the discount right here, Feb discount 2017 is going to give you 25 cents off parking, and convenience fee is going to be waived. And that's throughout February, and we're going to extend that through March as well.
What is the convenience fee
Convenience fee is 35 cents
for using your,
for using the app, correct? Every time a parking session is started, there's a convenience fee that is a part of that.
Does that include when you extend?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, what did you say that was, 75? Or
35.
35.
Yes, ma'am. Any other questions, comments?
There's also going to be an after 5 discount, but that applies just for the downtown. So I don't know if that was discussed before I arrived, but that is in the areas, there's been, obviously in Midtown, we only pay $1.50 and there's 15 minutes free. In the downtown, it's higher. There's going to be a special discount available for Restaurant Row and people in the downtown to basically save $1 if they park between 5 and 7. And that's good.
It's
The
$1
effective
an
rate is
hour.
$1 an hour.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's being piloted And if it proves to be successful, it could be something that is adopted long-term.
Right. So that's for the first 3,000 users, correct?
And not relevant for the general discussion is that City Council did pass the ordinance last night regarding the free 2-hour parking surrounding the Broad Street Market, and that will go into effect on March 10th. So you should know that, and you'll see signs popping up between now and then. And basically, what that does is, it doesn't change the 2-hour parking that was already there and already being enforced around the market, but it expands it to side streets, to the lots near the millworks that were owned by the city. All of that is now going to be clearly marked as 2 hours of free parking. So in addition to talking about options to discount paid parking, there's also even more free parking available for this area, which is great.
Which will also start being enforced.
Which will start being enforced on March 10th, the new areas. So that'll be part of the press release tomorrow.
It's great for the market.